This life prepper here. And of course, you know me, I'm always researching and looking for articles to share with you. And I feel it's important to share these things. You see on a lot of these sites is nothing but, gloom and doom and they're fussing and they're cussing and they're swearing or whatever it is. And if that's their thing, that's cool. My thing is to take time and share information with you of other preppers as well. And I do my share of fussing and complaining too sometimes because I get irritated just as much as these others. But this one here is from a person who wasn't always disabled. And you're like, oh Lord, here she goes again. The point is, what I want to point out to you that you can start out prepping and be healthy and strong, and then something could happen in a snap of a finger in a split second, and things can change, and you have to change with it. So don't put down the handicapped preppers or the limited ones or the older preppers because they all can bring something to the table, something that you may not think about in a situation. But this one here was the daily web blog for a prepared individual living in uncertain times. It's advice for less able and disabled preppers by m.d.m. Said I was born and raised on a farm, lived military, and worked all my life. So I am accustomed to hard work and understand the need for a strong physical body. And I agree with him there. I've worked hard all my life. My body just ain't there anymore. After years of working 10, 12 hours a day, I decided to go back to college at night to get a degree in uh, pastor studies so I could keep busy during my retirement years. In August 2005, my life changed uh, with a bad accident. Now disabled and in a wheelchair. See, that's what I'm saying. It can happen to any of us. I mean, I go to work, I'm in so much pain, and I just smile like, okay, let's do this. Let's grab this stuff. But I'm hurting. But I'm a survivor. And that's what this man is. He's a survivor. My life is upside down, and for me, it was a Telewaki is how they pronounce it. I might be pronouncing it wrong. It's Teotwawki. So that is the abbreviation for a big old long word, if you know what I mean. I have always been a prepper, and I'm not really sure why. A habit passed down in our family since the Great Depression. I never even ever realized the importance of it until the day I am now a firm believer. You hear that? He's a firm believer since the day that accident happened. All people needs to be aware of what can happen and to be more prepared for all possibilities. Suddenly I couldn't work, was facing multiple surgeries, and the whole world looked different. Let me tell you, now everything and nothing but medical bills and no insurance, and COVID insurance was more expensive than the mortgage. And I know I had to have it for a while, and it cost me more than what I was making basically. I didn't have nothing left. My choices became lucky. My daughter and grandson moved in with me. We lived off our savings and food storage. I taught my family to forage. Uh, Forage seemed like in all years of planning I had gotten to teach my children and grandchildren the skills my grandmother taught me as a child. So that's what I'm saying is I'm getting back to learning how to do my things, and I'm sharing what I learned with you because I forgot all about it. We barely saved. They barely saved a home. They said everyone needs to think now about what you would do if someone became disabled during an SHTF event. How would you care for them? We now consider ourselves lucky. We have already prepared for health-related issues. Most preppers I know are my age, Vietnam era people. We are older preppers needs to cover all our events and things. As age itself has its own problems. It says, have you thought about how you might transport, live, mobilize, and care for a handicapped or elderly loved one? That's something you got to think about on this here in a situation. A person's older, something's happened. Even a young person can tomorrow might not be able to walk. Maybe loses a leg, loses an arm, whatever the reason is. It could happen to a young one just as much as it can to an older person. So initially I did not think about our prepper supplies or bug out locations, only about making it from one day to the next. You go through that spell, trying to get it through one day. Now in a wheelchair, the house had to be modified, adapted aids purchased, a ramp had to be built, our home had to be rearranged, uh, lifts had to be installed, doorways wide, and a disabled van purchased. These things took extra money, and I did not have. Modifying our prepper supplies had to wait, and modifying our bug out location was way in the future. But now, years down the road, some of what I learned is that no amount of money saved is enough unless you are in the 1%. 1 year of food storage is not. Um, 1 year of food storage is not enough. It can be scratched and scratched, but when it's gone, it is most definitely gone. So a lot of them sit there and stores up all this 5 years of food or whatever. But once it's gone, it is gone. I mean, some of them don't. That's why I try to share what I learned about living off the land, because it's important to know how to do these other things as well. People won't look at you the same, and that is fine. You don't see them in the same light either. Some people who confess to be your best friend won't be found anywhere. And most importantly, you will reevaluate your life and everything in it, including your faith. In times like these, you need to go ahead and pull out the good china and crystals to use every day. Enjoy it now. Became my theme. I wish I had done it that earlier in my life. You always talk about saving, and I'll do it when I retire. But I've heard from so many stories that when they finally got to retirement age, they was too sick and wore out to be able to enjoy all of that time, because they kept working during all their vacation days and all that, thinking they get to do it then. They'll always work out. Many survivors believe in the survival of the fittest theory and will be the first to leave the disabled and handicapped behind, and that's true there. There is something to be said for that, for if I become a burden to my family, as hard as it would be, I know that I would have to stay behind and let them go. And I feel the same way. I'm not as fast as I used to be, and I can handle and I can take care of myself. But I'm not going to expect to hold people back that can move a lot quicker. You go on and do what you got to do. And if I can find you and I catch up to you, that's good. If I can't, I just can't. I'll take care of me the best way I can. You do what you got to do. Uh, so, and that would be very hard for me and for them, but we have discussed it to great lengths, and all understands that it could be invaluable. Once said and understood by all, next step is to plan around my disabilities, self-defense, a potty, a place to sleep, and something to read, my Bible. Only my needs are now made in a different way. We realize we don't need two sets of preps. My preparation can work for the whole family. While their preparation won't work for me, sometimes I feel I am a burden to the family when they remind me that I bring wisdom, humor, and hugs to the table. I know way to defend my family, way together and grow food, how to sew and make everything we need without a pattern, and how to wiggle through life to thrive, not just to survive. Everyone has life, can contribute something. Hear that? Even if you're handicapped, you can still do something. Sorry, my tongue don't want to work. If it's just a gift of their presence, never, never discount a handicapped or disabled person as less than human. So you don't. I want to tell you, some of these people that's disabled with age and all that stuff can teach some of these people here who are so full of themselves and think they can sit there and their muscles all puffed up and they're kissing each arm because they think they're all it. Because tomorrow it could change and they could be in a car wreck or anything could happen, or a disease, genetic defect could destroy them. So this here, I mean, I'm not going to read all this, but if you want to go to this here is where you can go and type it up, and you can finish reading the 2 pages here. It's a good article, it's a good story, and this gives you something to think about in a situation like this. Don't knock the handicapped down, don't knock the disabled down, and don't knock people with age down. There is still a lot they could bring to the table. They might not be as physically strong or fast or be able to do the things they used to do, but they could still bring something to the table that we may not even know about, that they could teach us. It's an everyday learning process. We learn from one another, and what we learn, we teach others, and what they learn, they teach us. That's just how it is. This is Life Prepper here. I want you to be safe, be happy. Bless you all.